Hi everybody, thank you for joining us. My name is Marlee. I'm here with my friends Lydia and Lydia. Okay, so welcome to our class. We're going to be focused on the stability and alignment of our spine. So what you'll need are 2 blocks, and if you don't have blocks, you can grab shoe boxes, maybe smaller pillows, and a wall to place your legs against. So go ahead and make your way there. You'll find your seat close to where the wall and the floorboard meet. And then depending on the space in your hamstrings, feel free to scooch a little further away, place a soft bend in the knees, finding a spot where you can linger for a few moments. And then once you arrive, once you land, welcome a deeper in-breath. And as you close the eyes, open the mouth, exhale. Nice. Go ahead and do that one more time. Deeper breath in, fill up, expand. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Go ahead and sweetly seal the lips. Start to engage in nose-to-nose breathing. There's this notion, this concept, especially if you are newer to the practice, that when you practice yoga, your thoughts will go away. Or to achieve this bliss, this peace, no thoughts are necessary. But the more that you come to your mat, the more that you move, you realize that thoughts, thinking, they are part of the human experience. And so give yourself permission to hold space for anything that comes into the mind today. And we are not trying to get rid of these thoughts, but instead invite them in with kindness, observe them, and then watch them pass. Start to make the breath a little bit deeper here, increasing your inhales and your exhales. And then start to take a scan of the body, starting with the crown of the head. And as you make your way down, notice areas that feel uncomfortable or areas that already feel comfortable without trying to shift anything. When we become aware of our spine, particularly the lumbar, the low back, a lot of us hold tension, hold discomfort there. And when we practice yoga, our goal isn't to make the pain go away, because sometimes it's just managing discomfort. But maybe if you can think of a number on a scale, where is the discomfort in my back on a scale of 1 to 10, take a snapshot of that number, and then once you move towards the end of practice, see where that number falls. With breath and with awareness, maybe we can lessen the severity of discomfort. Begin to deepen your exhale. Start to feel a tone 3 fingers below the navel. Hug in, draw up, keep the tonality, breathe in. And then use Uddiyana Bandha, one of the energetic locks in our body, as a way to direct your breath, to give it purpose. Few more rounds of breath just like this. Allow yourself to fully be here. Keeping the eyes open or keeping them closed, hug the right knee in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Interlace the hands on top of the shin or underneath the belly of the thigh, and then work your toes to point towards your shin to keep the muscles around your knee active. And you can stay as you are. Begin to rock the knee from one side to the other. And then eventually bring the knee closer to the right armpit and pause there, starting to breathe into the outer right hip. Can you sense that there's a natural curve in the low back, so it's not completely pressed against the floor? Letting the spine reset here. And then keeping the knee where it is, we'll take half happy baby. So grip the outer edge of your right foot or underneath the right knee. The left arm can rest at your side. So as you work the knee towards the armpit, see if you can stack the heel over the knee as well and press through the center of the heel. And so as sensations come up, just as our thoughts do, we witness them, we observe them, and then we decide, do we follow them or do we stay as is? 2 more exhales. Nice work, Lydia's. Go ahead and cross right ankle over left thigh, figure 4 stretch. And so depending on what you need, you can stay here, use this as baseline, and then start to press the quad towards the wall a little bit if you want to get deeper into the hip, or start to slide the left foot down the wall, create a bend in the left knee. And if you've noticed your sit bones have left the floor, scoot yourself further away. And if the left hip is closer to you than the right, see if you can bring the hips to the same plane. Breathing into the hip. Breathing into the body. And then see if you can hover your chin just a little bit lower towards the chest. Lengthen the cervical spine, the back of the neck. Slowly release your bind, bring both legs up the wall, windshield wiper from side to side, take what you need. With both legs lengthened, hug the left knee towards your chest this time, give it a squeeze. And if you stayed still the last time, practice stillness here or rock the knee from one side to the other. Especially when you are more still, thoughts will start to bubble to the surface. Witness that and actually say yes to them. When you start to say yes to whatever you're thinking, it's not as big of a deal. Hug the left knee more towards the left armpit this time. Breathe into the left hip. And then make your way to Ardha Ananda Balasana, half happy baby, gripping the pinky side of the foot or underneath your kneecap. Sometimes I like to give myself a toe stretch here. Really nice for the fascia underneath the foot. Yeah. Cross the left ankle over your right thigh. Start to make your way to figure 4 pose and use this as your baseline like you did on the right side, eventually working your way to maybe a deeper expression or staying as is. There's this idea that both sides always have to be equal, but that's not the case with our bodies. Each side is different, so honoring what your body needs today. This time as you unbind, give yourself a hug, squeeze the knees towards your chest, and then roll over to one side and pause there in fetal pose. So using this as an opportunity to commit to what brought you to your mat this afternoon or this morning or this evening. What can you think about in the forefront of your mind, and how can you honor that as you move and as you breathe? When you feel ready, press yourself up, make your way to hands and knees, tabletop pose. Stack the knees below your hips. Bring your wrist creases slightly forward of your shoulders. And then we'll take a little bit of shoulder flossing here to bring the shoulders on the back body. So as you exhale, think about an old school gym class push-up. Flare your elbows out side to side, just halfway, pause. And then knit your elbows straight back towards your floating ribs. Press down through your palms, straighten your arms. Nice, we'll do that one more time. As you exhale, elbows out side to side, and then thread them straight back behind you. Press down through the palms, straighten your arms. Yeah, keeping that integrity in the back body. As you inhale, take cow pose, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round in, curl in. Let the ribs on the back body be your highest point. So Lydia's will take a couple more rounds of this. They're undulating the spine. They're giving it so many opportunities to be fluid and to move with integrity. Especially if you've been sitting all day or driving for long periods of time, your spine will really appreciate this. Feel it energize you, feel it ground you. And then find that sweet spot between cat-cow, feel low belly tone. Then exhale for spinal balance. Thread the right leg long behind you. Stay on the ball mound of the foot or lift your foot up to heel height. Yeah, and then to engage your abdominals, I want you to picture the top of your leg bone, the femur bone, plugging back into your hip socket, and then feeling your ribs corset in. If you want a little bit more, extend your left arm forward, thumb up, pinky down. And then if you want even more juiciness on your exhale, crunch elbow to knee below you. Yeah, inhale, you lengthen, get long. Exhale, you crunch in. Let your breath be sweet. Take about 3 more of those if you're doing that. Or stay exactly as you are and feel the Agni, the fire in the belly, build. From spinal balance, staying here, just lower your left palm down if it's lifted. Step your right foot by your right wrist, and then slide your left knee back for grounded crescent Anjanae Asana. So squeeze the thighs towards one another, float your fingers up and overhead. So even though you might not see this, what you'll feel is your front heel is pressing down, dragging back, as your left knee wants to jut forward. So that internal scissoring of the thighs. As you exhale, let's take an open twist, thread right arm back, left arm reaches forward. Now notice the twist is coming from above the belly button. So we don't need a twist from the low back, that stays neutral. Inhale, come back through center, reach your arms overhead, that's great. And then we'll take what I call an inside twist. So bring your right hand inside of your right foot, left palm lifts up and over. You can bring a block underneath your right palm if you want to bring the earth closer, but I want you to utilize your inner knee pressing into the tricep, and then use that as leverage to revolve your heart a little bit deeper. Awesome work. Use low belly as you lift yourself back through, arms straight overhead. Exhale, lower the palms back down to the mat, curl the back toes under, lift yourself up to a low runner's lunge. So you can frame your front right foot, you can bring blocks underneath you if you need. Lift your sit bones, feel the crown of the head go forward, but keep the integrity in the low belly. Stay as you are. As you inhale, take a twist, thread the right arm out to the side. Understanding that the twist again is coming from above your belly button, we're only meant to twist about 30 degrees, so it's less than you think, but using it to reset our spine in an optimal way. As you exhale, lower the palm down, make your way through table, and then your choice, either come to downward facing dog or child's pose, taking what you need between sides. Most of the thoughts that swirl through our mind are repetitive, and if I was to take a microphone and bring it to your ears, would it be so kind? So notice that. See if you're being critical, see if you're being judgmental, and then bump up against that with your breath. We'll meet in table pose, hands and knees. And then as you arrive there, we'll take one more shoulder loop. So exhale, bend your elbows out side to side, thread them back, press down through the palms, lengthen both arms, beautiful Lydias. Then thread your left leg back, spinal balance. And we've been here before, so see if you can still hug everything into midline energetically. Right arm can lift in front of you. And if this is the place where the breath is strong but your edge is met, stay here. If not, take your crunches as you exhale. So you have about 4 more. Moving at your breath's pace. Notice your jaw, the tongue, they're not needed here. Nice. Then when you're done, meeting in that spinal balance, extending long but still hugging in, then lower your right palm down, step the left foot by the left wrist, and slide your right knee back so you're more on top of the quad versus directly on the kneecap. Scissor the thighs, lift your arms, Anjanae Asana, grounded crescent. So feel yourself grow out from your waistband as your tailbone lengthens down. Beautiful. And then on your next exhale, take your open twist. Keeping the hips squared, move yourself back through center, lift your arms. Then take your inside twist, so left palm inside of the left foot, right arm expands. Can you breathe into the back of your heart space? Come back to this intention of what you are doing here and why you're doing it. Slowly lift yourself back up, dial the fingers inward, and then lower your palms down. We'll all meet in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yeah, see if you can turn your quads on, keep a micro bend in the knees. And then this time, gaze forward between the palms, bend your knees a lot, journey to the top of your space. You can use blocks as you forward fold for Uttanasana, keeping the knees gentle. Then inhale, lift halfway, sit bones back, crown of head forward. Exhale, fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, peek up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Yeah, last one. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold, root down through both heels. Inhale, slowly rise to standing. And if your low back feels tense, bend your knees, hands to hips, and hinge up. So just something to know for next time. Go ahead and take one of your blocks or your pillows or your shoebox, whatever you have on hand. Place it between your upper inner thighs. And then when you're ready, squeeze the block, bend your knees, drop your seat, lift your arms, Utkatasana, fierce pose. And if the back is feeling tense here, really hollow the low belly in, sit bones spread behind you, and see if you can create almost this safety net around the abdominals. Sweep your heels gently apart. This is uncomfortable, but you can manage it. Nice, then stay with me as you exhale, stand tall, Tadasana. Go ahead and release your block, place it to the side. Bring your hands to your hips, take a deep breath in, and then step your left foot back. We'll take pyramid or waterfall pose, so your stance is shorter and straight-ish, but notice with their feet, they're hip bone distance apart rather than on a tightrope. They'll take 1 more breath in, fill the collarbones, and then exhale, lean forward, sit bones spread back behind them. If you'd like, you can place blocks underneath your fingertips if the space is there. But what we're working towards is rooting our back heel down, as well as imagining the lowest part of our back almost being like a tray, if we were to put a tray on top. Sometimes in practice, I'll place a block there and see if it balances. It's like a weird party trick. 2 more exhales, you're doing great. Beautiful, then slowly rise back up through standing. Step your back foot to meet the front. And from here, find a focal point, something in front of you that's not moving. Root down through your right leg. Inhale, bend and lift your left knee, come to majorette pose. And then thread your left sit bone back and down, create a little bit of length in the left side body. And any wobbling or wibbling, it's totally normal, no one's judging. And then from here, see if you can open your left knee out to the left. But keep that hip pointing down. Beautiful, bring it back through center. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Maybe the heel lifts where the toes were. Nice, then lower it back down, pedal out the feet, take what you need. Swim the arms up and overhead. Take a side bend of your choice to the right. Really breathe into the side body. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to the opposite side. Making your way back through, bring the hands to trace down in front of heart center. Then bring your hands back onto your hips. From here, step your right foot back, setting up for waterfall or pyramid pose. Inhale, breathe into the heart. Exhale, bow and fold. For most of us, our back leg turns off, so root down through the back heel, and then imagine that the pant seam of your legs is spinning back behind you. You might only feel it about 20%, but it's better than nothing. If your ribs are floating, hug them towards back body. Then let the shoulders naturally glide down the back. Beautiful. Empty your breath, then inhale, lift your chest, lift your heart. Step your right foot to meet your left, close the pose. And then setting up for our balancing on the opposite side. So root down through your left foot this time. Take majorette, right foot lifts, knee towards hip height. If the balance is better or worse on this side, who cares, right? You're here in the moment. You're watching any thoughts go by with kindness. Open your right knee out to the side. See if you can keep that idea of the equilibrium in both sides of the body, even though you're asymmetrical. And then bring it back towards center line. Extend, kick your heel out. See if you can lift your leg a little bit higher. You're doing awesome. Then lower the foot down. Nice work. Let's take a cleansing inhale. Sweep the fingers up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And if you feel pressure in low back, bend the knees a little bit deeper. Exhale, this time plant your palms. Make your way to table or downward facing dog, taking what you need. Deep breath in. Deeper breath out. One more time, deep breath in. Bottom of your exhale, this time step your left foot by your left wrist. We'll take low runner's lunge. So still squeeze the thighs towards one another. Hike your sit bones up a little bit taller. Stack the back heel over the toes. And then on your inhale, thread the left arm out to the side. Take your twist. Maybe you come to the fingertips, really feel the integrity in the legs. Beautiful work. Then slowly lower your left fingers down, lower your back knee down, make your way to hands and knees, take some cat-cows. Checking in with the body, the temperature of the skin, the quality of the breath. Use all of this as feedback. It's not how do we get rid of our thoughts, it's how do we partner with them, letting them be a part of your whole experience. Beautiful work. So we'll make our way to sitting on our tush with your heels out in front of you. We'll grab one of our blocks. Lydia, I'm going to borrow this. And you'll set yourself up for Navasana or no Navasana. Boat, no boat, it's your choice. So with your seat down, you can sweep the flesh away from your sit bones, heels down, toes up, grab for your block or small pillow or shoebox, place it between your upper inner thighs and squeeze like crazy. From here, extend your arms in front of you, thumb up, pinky down, shoulders down the back body, and then as you lower yourself back, keep the heart lifted, and that can be your no boat pose. If you want to add a little bit more, maybe lift one heel, see what that feels like, or lift both heels. Yeah. And then when the pose gets more important than the breath, notice that and dial it back a little bit. Stay here, choose to stay, despite discomfort, despite thoughts that are flying in, still choose to stay. We're here for 5. Lift your heart, 4, 3, 2, lower down 1. Nice job. Place your block to the periphery, but keep it within arm's reach. We'll lower down to our back. So we don't need the wall for this, so it doesn't matter which way you face. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Take your block one more time. Place it between your upper inner thighs. And then see if you can touch your heels with your fingers. If you can, bring your heels just out of reach. Press your arms down into the mat. Then as you inhale, squeeze the block, lift your hips for bridge pose. And now for those of us that have sensitive low backs, if you're feeling any tension here, drop your seat down an inch, imagine your inner thighs are spiraling down, and try to sweep your heels away energetically. So again, pain might not go 100% away, but if a posture is adding pain to your experience, notice that. We want a healthy level of discomfort, but nothing sharp or shooting. Beautiful. You can interlace your hands beneath you if that adds to your practice. Root down through the back of your head. Feel the soft palate dome. And then you can linger here as long as you'd like, but we'll offer a few more options in this practice. So unbind the arms if you're bound. Lower the spine like a strand of pearls until the hips are down. Yeah, and then take your block, place it underneath your sacrum. So not your butt, not your back, it's that flat part. It's where like we used to wear our belt, but now we wear high-waisted jeans, so I don't know where we wear our belt. Okay, it should feel nice and soothing. Once that's there, just bring your arms at your side and let yourself be here. If you are an overachiever, you're gonna want more out of this, but let this be enough. Start to breathe softness into the low back. Breathe softness into the spaces in your internal landscape. And then for gentle inversion, go ahead and place your palms on either side of the block just for peace of mind so you know it's there. Start to bend one knee in at a time towards your chest, then extend your heels towards the sky. Supported candlestick pose, yeah. And then if you want to place your palms back at the sides, you can. This is during class, I'll start to do like synchronized swimming movements. No one's paying attention to me, which is great. So if you want to just do some cool leg movements here, you do you. Yeah, reversing the blood flow here. Nice, Lydia. Yep, she's doing her thing. And you can pause this video, stay here as long as you'd like. This is so nice, even to stay for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Otherwise, go ahead and come out of it the way you entered, bending one knee at a time, lowering the feet down, then placing your block out of your waist, maybe closer to your head or closer to your feet. From here, bring your arms to cactus or a T. Lower your knees to the right, let your gaze go to the left, taking a twist. And if your knees do not touch the floor, this is a great place to put a block. Or if your SI joints are bugging you, you can place a block between the inner thighs. Knowing that this is adult yoga, meaning you choose your own adventure. This is a great place to release any breathing you were taking, diaphragmatic, ujjayi, or any intentional breath. And then come back to the breath's natural rhythm, but realize that there's been a shift. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, switch sides. So instead of using yoga in hopes that you will get rid of all of your thoughts and be happy all the time, can you instead see it as a space where you can be with your thoughts, be with any discomfort that's lingering, and still be with yourself and breathe in that space. Taking a few more exhales here. Slowly bring yourself back through center. If you have a block between the thighs, release it to the side. And then set up for your Shavasana. So something I'll offer today is keep your knees bent, feet planted. Widen your knees out to the width of your mat, knock your knees together. So this is something that you can do if your low back is feeling uncomfortable. You can do this in the morning, before you go to bed at night, any time of day. This is really nice. It's creating space in the low back. It's a place for you to breathe and be with yourself. And so we'll take a deeper cleansing inhale here. Exhale, sweetly release. For the next few minutes, simply allow your practice to download and enjoy your rest.